next year. All right, the Giants, Pilch. Giants are up there. Actually, do you like the Giants or the Swans? I always get confused. I like them both. But the Giants, how do you think they went this year?
Yeah, I like them both, but the Swannies are my second favourite. But yeah, Giants were another interesting one. They kind of had an up and down year, but they just kind of grinded out wins and ended up seventh, which was higher than I had them, higher than most people had them. So definitely not a bad season. Um, I think next year again they're going to be kind of 50-50, tough to predict side from my views, but we'll see what happens. MVP Josh Kelly, I think as we went over before, snubbed at the Brownlow. Young player Taranto and most improved Sam Taylor down back.
Is Taranto still considered young?
Yeah, 1998.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he's one of those blokes that can't remember who it was. I think Jai Simpkin. I said last time, where everyone's like, "Are they really 1998?" But yeah, he's just pretty much as soon as he came into the midfield, he was just played like a reliable veteran. But yeah, I've actually given Taranto my MVP and best young player, and then agree with the Sam Taylor call. Huge year for Leon Cameron, I think. I was one of the people who was sort of saying he was in the hot seat coming into this year. I think if they finished like 10th or lower, I think his job could have been in trouble, but because of sort of like not as hectic as Collingwood, but they sort of fell out of a premiership window pretty fast. But yeah, what they did this year, they had a lot of big scalps. And yeah, good season, I'd have to say. They've got some issues to sort out this off season, mainly goal scorers, really. They don't, and I think Jeremy Finlayson might be leaving, whatever. But yeah, they've got to sort that out because I don't think you can just back in Harrison Himmelberg as your number one key forward in a finals match. But I'm sure they'll figure something out there. Rating out of 10, probably give them the 7. I think it was not too much better than what we were expecting, but yeah, wouldn't have predicted them to make finals and win a finals game either. So yeah, fair play to Leon Cameron and the Orange Tsunami. Rowie, what do you think about the Giants?
Yeah, obviously, given the talent they've got on their list, I think I was half expecting them to make finals again. I can't recall if I had them in my top 8 prediction or not. I feel like I might have, but I didn't expect them to bottom out or, fall down the ladder like lots of people did. I just think, yeah, like I said, the talent on the list was just too good for that to happen. And obviously, yeah, to get into the finals, but also win that match as well was huge. And they also took it to Geelong right up until the last quarter. I don't know if that was the impact of the commentators still trying to make a game out of it or not, when it was like a 5-goal margin in the last. But anyway, it was good efforts from them. But like you said, Hammers definitely need to address that tall forward line. I think Hogan was a good inclusion. I think it was a bit risky, but they didn't give up much for him, so it didn't really matter. But it's obviously played his role there, but was obviously out in that semi-final, which was a bit of a bummer because that was going to be a really strong attack and definitely would have made the game a lot more difficult to predict. So whether they continue with the Hogan-Himmelberg combination, we'll wait and see. But yeah, my MVP is just going to go to Toby Green. I think he's probably their most valuable player if you want to stretch out the definition. He's just the absolute match winner for them. And he's the only player in the comp really that does that. I mean, they can go forward, kick 5 goals, or play in the midfield and have an incredible impact. There's obviously lots of players that can do that, but Toby does it in his own way. Best young player. Short disclaimer, I actually didn't realise that the age was 1998 onwards, so I'm sort of more just going to go for the genuine kids of like 2000 and 2000 and beyond. So I'll let these boys tackle the slightly better ones because I would have gone for Ridley, obviously, but I'll go Lockie Ash. I think Lockie Ash provided the dash off halfback a lot of the times. He tore apart Collingwood earlier in the year, which was a bit of a breakout game for him. So I think it's going to be really exciting in the years to come. I think next year might be another just breakout year for him, hopefully. Most improved, probably Jacob Hopper. Not many saw us. Not many would have predicted Hopper coming in the All-Australian top 40. I would have probably thought Josh Kelly was going to be in there over him, but super consistent and just an absolute inside bull for them if they didn't have enough already. It's forced Cornelio out of that midfield, and yeah, he's just going to be a really solid player for them. Overall, the rating, we give them an 8. I think lots of people obviously saw them falling down the ladder, and there was a decent chance of it happening, but Now, the fact that they were able to stick in the top of the competition, make the finals, win a final as well was huge. And also, I think, going to be factoring in the fact that Josh Kelly re-signed for 7 years. So, yeah, with the Giants, whenever they get someone signed for that long, it's obviously a huge deal. So, I'm going to give them an 8. And depending on off-season stuff, what happens, I'm probably going to be expecting them to finish top 8 next year as well.
Yeah, very exciting times for the Giants. Yeah, big re-signing that. I have to say, I freaking hate long contracts. Like anything longer than 4 years, I can't stand because, I just think it's shit. But anyway, fair play to Kelly getting the bag, and he'll definitely be good for like another 3 or 4 or 5 years. But not sure what he'll be like when he's about 42 in his final year. Lockie Ash, big fan of him. He's my favorite kind of player. The booming kick off the half back. He got dropped like through the middle of the year, but standard Leon Cameron behaviour, just dropping good players. But yeah, hopefully he keeps his progression going because he'll be a good player in the future. All right.
It's a miracle. Oh, yeah. What about that one? Unbelievable. Balotelli. Aguero. Crowd cheers. Here's Siddle.